Today we're doing some more Cupid, and hopefully my audio system won't mess up anymore. Has it messed up? No, it hasn't. Okay, we're still rock and roll. Alright, so it says, let me walk in his halls without any suspicion. Let me rummage through his belongings invisibly. His journal. He guards his journal fiercely. I must find it. Rosa adjusted her coat as she sat on one of one of the reserved seats. The theatre was packed. The air buzzed with excitement. She hadn't realized this many people would come tonight. Oh, Mother, I wish they would stop staring at me. And why not? This was Madame Catherine Perraud's first solo concerto. Her name had slowly been gathering recognition the past few years. It was feasibly to expect a full house. Still, the turnout was more than they had expected. Paris had taken Rosa and Catherine by surprise. The sheer number of people and their liveliness were all well above the usual sights of their small town. Catherine was obviously thrilled with the opportunity to play in such an esteemed venue for her debut. Rosa tried her best to keep her anxiety under control. This was for Catherine. Yes, for her. This was her night. Rosa took a deep breath and released it slowly. It relaxed her. I hope the show starts soon. Rosa's eye drifted towards the stage and then to the throng of people gathered on her far left. In the middle of the huddle stood a familiar shape of a man. He had his back to her, but the posture and the build were unmistakable. That is Guillaume. Her heart made a sudden, gleeful jump. She was delighted that he had made it for Catherine's show. He had been travelling extensively recently. What if she walked over and made sure? Guillaume would greet her kindly. She was sure Catherine would be thrilled to know he was here. Rosa pondered for a bit, reminded of a sudden wince of pain. Soon the master of ceremonies obliged people to take their seats. Guillaume turned around and walked towards her. He stopped midway and took a seat without noticing her presence. Rosa seemed deep in thought. What's wrong, sweetheart? Is something bothering you? Nothing, Mother. Don't lie to me. I just didn't expect to see him here, that's all. Oh, I see. Is it the same? It is the same problem, isn't it? I should stop doing. Yeah, I don't know why I chose there. I'm sure Catherine will be pleased. Whatever will she think now that her lover is back? I bet she'd rather spend all the time with him, as usual. My poor darling, always running after her star. I wonder how long until she's tired of you constantly tagging along. You brag to me that you share everything like sisters. Does that include Guillaume too? Or, oh, you are making your life so complicated, darling. Why do you even bother yourself with these people? Do you like being so miserable? It saddens me to see you like this. He has eyes only for Catherine. Must you always impose your presence like a little dog? It's not like that, Mother. We're friends. Friends? Darling, friendship is nothing but a shallow kind of relationship. People change friends as easily as the weather. Well, in Ireland and England that's kind of hard because it rains all the time. So the weather doesn't change that much. So that means people have friends forever. You don't even remember the friends you make at a certain age. Listen to mother. Friendships do not last. You always love so much. You give it all yourself. You give all of yourself. I just don't want you to get hurt. They are not worth the love you give them. My dear, every relationship is centered around need. They need you now. But soon, they will abandon you, too. Rosa's tongue felt bitter in her mouth. She was filled with annoyance for her mother. Wasn't happiness as fleeting as friendship? Yet it was not any less real than sadness. These friends, these were people who accepted her. They shared laughter and tears, their own regrets and dreams. What more was needed? Rosa's confused feelings began to arrange themselves neatly in her mind. William and Catherine's happiness was important to her. That was the main thing. She knew they felt the same way for her. Her insecurities were real, but they were insignificant. If anything, they were bittersweet. She had no regrets. For the first time in her life, she wanted to talk back to mother. She bit her lip, quelling the nerves as she opened her mouth to speak. I know that. What? I know that Catherine more's to him than I do. I know they might abandon me one day for whatever reason. It might be today or next year, or even sooner, but that doesn't matter in the long run. I am happy with them. We've had years together that I will treasure, like I treasure memories of you too, mother. My memories of you keep me sustained. That's why I love you. The years we spent together, no matter how fleeting, are still worth something. So let me care for them right now. Everything changes, but nothing is lost. Rosa was sure she had read it somewhere. Rosa waited for mother to answer with a vicious voice, to burst out screaming at her cheekiness. But no voice came. Rosa smiled to herself. The lights dimmed. A low hush descended on the pews. Soon Catherine entered, clad in the loveliest gown and even lovelier smile. She was beautiful. She belonged on the stage. The lights shone on her, but they paled in the comparison to her radiance. Sorry about that clapping just got me weirded out. I couldn't speak during it, it was really weird. Catherine bowed to the audience and took a seat in front of the piano. She began to play. Yeah, you won't hear anything said to turn off the music because it's copyright. Rosa gripped the handle of her seat. She felt surges of emotion with every note. A kind of energy passed through her, touching her skin and making her break into goosebumps. Oh, Catherine. Rosa hadn't known of such an effect before this moment. Music that could so strike the heart as if it was fiddling with the soul. It was different from practice, different from when she was performing in front of smaller groups. This was a stage, and here was a woman with strings. She was tugging the right keys, touching your heart and electrifying your soul. Rosa realized she wasn't alone in this feeling. The whole room was mesmerized. She looked at the lady beside her seat. She had her hand to her open mouth. A teardrop dangled precariously on her eye. The man to her left seemed to have forgotten to blink. Sorry, I just gotta remember something. I think You Lie in April. I think that's an anime. It's very good. It's about pianos and about this. It's very kind of sad, but it's very good. It's just a very good anime. I think it's You Lie in April or something. Something You Lie in something. Spring or April. I don't know. It's very good if you guys want to check it out on Netflix. Not sponsored, by the way. It's just, it reminded me because pianos, and there's this guy's a piano player. It's very good. It's very good music. Absolutely, it's classical music. I'm not a big fan of classical music, but the anime, it worked perfectly with it. But anyway, let's keep going. Rosa beamed and savoured the rush of kinship with them. They were experiencing the same emotions with her. Hang on, let me just hit the save button. It made her love them just a little bit. Rosa closed her eyes and savoured the night. A bead of sweat fell from Catherine's chin. She was out of her body now. Her stress from the beginning of the show had thawed and turned into passion. It ran down her fingers to the keys. It did not escape Catherine's notice. Most people in the crowd came to her show to gawk at her. Catherine Parade, the one that the infamous Marquis de Gaulle had been courting for years. Jeez, I can't read. Didn't he pay for this event, lucky broad? Catherine Parade? I heard she was some pianist. Any good? Who knows? Must be. If even the Marquis is chasing her. Catherine Parade. Some female pianist. Pretty face. Nice flesh on her. Let us watch her show. Her fingers caressed the keys, playing them with the force of her heart. Did she play to prove them wrong? Her music saturated the theatre with her fever. Fever, I guess it is. No, not to prove them wrong. To set it right. Catherine, Parade is my name. I am more than just a pretty face. And I am playing this piece for you. It is my gift. Let me touch your soul. And sorry you guys can't hear it, because I can't hear it either, so I don't know if it sounds good or not. I'd probably just sound amazing. Rosa felt her eye get moist. This was Catherine's heart, transcribed into music. All energy and beauty, with the strength of the wind. The mischief of a sudden gale that whips at ladies' skirts, and tips gentlemen's hats. The cold breeze that carried the loneliness of the coming winter. Everyone in the audience felt it. Rosa searched for Guillaume's face in the darkness. She couldn't see him clearly, but it didn't matter. She knew what he was feeling. She felt it too. Rosa's heart began to ache. It was a sting she did not know how to name. I completely forgot. After the show, Rosa greeted Catherine in her backstage dressing room. Wow. She was smothered in flowers from the audience. Sweat glistened on her forehead. Catherine gave her a tight hug. Congratulations, Kath. You were marvelous on stage. Thank you, Rosie. Catherine covered her cheeks with her hands. I'm still shaking. The excitement from the stage hasn't left. Look at my hands. Oh dear. So I would call this show a success. Yes? Pour the champagne, chérie. It is a night to remember. Catherine and Rosa hugged again. Let me just finish up here, Rosa. Then we'll celebrate properly. Two young, ravishing ladies sampling the best of what Paris has to offer. I like it. Rosa laughed. Just don't let go. Oh yeah, just don't let go of my hand. You might get lost being so starry-eyed. Oh, everyone is starry-eyed. And everybody knows. I'm gonna get copyright for that, but you know, Ellie Goulding's song, whatever you call her. She was teasing, but smiling brightly all the same. I would never. Anyway, shall I meet you outside in a few minutes? Very well. I'll see you later. Rosa was thankful to leave the backstage area. She had almost forgotten her anxiety during the show, but backstage was an ill reminder of the crowd. She looked forward to the night ahead, wondering vaguely why she hadn't mentioned William's presence to Kath. She shrugged it off. It had simply slipped her mind, that was all. Let me just hit the save button real quick. Metamorphosis, this is called. Catherine ran back to her dressing room, humming, as she was about to grab her coat. She wasn't the least bit tired. Visions of city, exploring new sights and gaining experience made her giddy with excitement. It will end the night on the best note, she was sure. Let me hit the save button real quick. I'm not sure if it saved, did it? Oh, it did, okay, sorry. A small knock interrupted her thoughts. Who's there? Catherine turned around and the cheerful smile froze on her face. The Marquis peeked from the open door and stepped inside. Hello, Kath. Catherine, ... Tingling passed through Catherine's neck, although she was aware he had returned. This was the first time she had seen him in 2 years. After she rebuked his intentions of wooing her. Catherine shook her head at the memory. They grew up together. It was normal to develop feelings for someone you shared most of your life with, was it not? Yet Catherine had promised herself not to dabble with the Marquis. Sorry if it sounds like I'm whispering, it's just really late at night. With all the rumours and past flings, it felt like she knew too much, too complicated. She had reasoned. The rumours were still alive in some circles, but hadn't Guillaume come clean with his romantic escapades? Hadn't he vowed to be faithful since he had made his intentions clear? Who to believe? Perhaps it was possible that... Catherine pushed away the insinuation of that last thought. She rearranged her face into a merry smile. It looks like a grin, to be honest, not really a smile. She curtsied. My Lord Marquis, thank you for coming. The last bit came out too loud in her ears. Hang on, can't speak. It felt like her voice was compensating. She suppressed a groan. Sorry if you can see that in the top right corner, saying Soonder is now playing TF2. I hope you found the show satisfactory. My Lord Marquis. What happened to Gilly Monster? At once the memories flooded her mind. That used to be... Oh, I can't read that. It's really hard to read this white text on the grey. I'm all over the place. I clicked wrong. She would scream that when she saw him, right before she flung her arms around his neck. Catherine didn't know what to do. Suddenly, her hands, the hands that have never betrayed her, felt like they belonged to someone else. Oh, for God's sake, I keep clicking the mouse. God damn it. Pardon my past slights, sire. I was a bit of a precocious child. After all, I must give my due respects to the sponsor of this event. Thank you, by the way. It didn't have to be so extravagant. Wasn't it your dream to play in Paris, Kath? I thought your death would be the perfect opportunity to fulfill that dream. Oh. The Marquis stepped into her quarters and closed the door. Catherine flinched, afraid that the small room would draw them even closer. That's just the effect that he wanted, probably. The sly fox. She floundered for a bit and contented herself in fussing with the flowers on the table. She should chase him out. Why wasn't she chasing him out? Mirrored Catherine. I didn't think you'd be attending tonight, sire. Weren't you travelling? Yes, I was. But I wouldn't miss your concerto for the whole of France. Guillaume stepped forward, and it seems my investments were well placed. How would you say my money in this concerto has been used well? Guillaume drew closer to Catherine, so near that she could smell the mint on his breath. He appeared. Does that say he appeared to reach out to her face? It does. But changed direction at the last minute. These flowers are from the Duke. Pretty. Sorry, I know it's like a stereotypical French accent, but I can't do any other kind of French accent. He examined the card, dangling a hair away from Catherine's ear, trying to look fascinated by the piece of decorative paper. Then he stepped back, grinning like an idiot. You really had the greatest? Wherever did you learn that, muckhead? If he thought that kind of ploy would make her swoon, then she was dead wrong. In fact, it made her want to wipe that stupid grin off his face with the backside of this face. Yes, he does, doesn't he? She gritted her teeth, unable to take the acidic edge off her voice. It wouldn't be so hard. All she had to do was grab the neck of the expensive vase and fling it at his head. She wasn't sure if the vase would break. Maybe not. Maybe she would need to hit him again for the full effect. Catherine? Did you hear what I just said? Huh? I said, now that I am back in town, would you like to consider playing for me again? It was a part of our original agreement, after all. She felt the tendons in the back of her neck tighten. I think I might be getting a bit of a cold. Or maybe it's just really stuffy in my room. I have a full schedule this week, sire. But I'll let you know when I'm free. Sire, I must retire for the night. I'm exhausted from my performance after all. Excuse me. Catherine turned around and went for her coat. But she felt Guillaume grab her hand. Wait, They stared at each other for a couple of seconds. Guillaume looked like he was about to say something, his mouth opened and closed as if debating the correct words in his head. But he just dropped Catherine's hand a moment later. I'm sorry, you are tired, you're right. You must be tired. His shoulders His shoulders dropped. Catherine felt a tinge of disappointment, but she ignored it quickly. Guillaume let out a sigh. You know, I am not good at this, Catherine. Oh, what do I know? You seem to do just fine. You have an amazing track record. Huh? Catherine folded her arms over her chest with a pout. Oh, that is just because of my face? What? Most people I am very deep and thoughtful when I stare at them like this. ... I just run with it. That accent at the end there just sounded really weird to me anyway. Catherine bit her lip to prevent the chuckle from escaping. But the laughter burst out from her. He hadn't changed at all. Before she could stop herself, a mischievous smile appeared on her lips. No. Actually, it is your inability to make big gestures, Gilly. Huh? Well, look at you. She copied his tight, alert posture. You stand stiff as a board. I guess it fools people into believing you are so graceful, dashing soul. Yeah, you sick bastard. I am dashing, though? Maybe. Au contraire, Marie. I did like a wrong accent there. I can't even remember the accent. Christ almighty, I gave Catherine. I did have the I can't do it. I did have the misfortune of being victim to your dancing. Must you always bring that up? It was, how do you say, a long time ago? He looked so distressed that Catherine couldn't help but tease him for there. I mourn the death of my little toe, sire. I like that toe. You goddamn bastard. It was a traumatic experience. Before long, they were laughing, like it was the most natural thing in the world. When did it change? Hadn't it always been like this? Catherine settled back down into a new skin. Kath. She looked up at him. Her own emotions strung her. You can't keep running away from me. Oh God, I was meant to read all that. Perhaps not. But I have already given you an answer. I am aware, but I am just such a graceful hound that I will ask again. Will you come into my chateau and do a bit of chatting? I have tried to accept it. Please do not take offense, but I thought it would be easy. I left to clear my head, to fill my mind with other things, more titties. Traveling usually does the trick. For a while, at least, I thought I was successful. But even during my trip, I would catch myself thinking such absurd things like, I wonder what Kat will say when she sees that. It is a big pair of butt-dangers up in my face. I wonder what she would say. No, I don't think Catherine will take... Why am I starting to sound Indian? No, I don't think Catherine will like this too much. Please get off me, you succulent lady. I have my own girl. Her name is Catherine. Please leave me alone. Well, Kath used to say... Oh, for God's sake, I've lost the accent. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, rate, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I have to do a lot of stuff tonight. I am so goddamn stressed. This is worse than actually, like... It's because I'm working on something. I'm working on something for in real life. I have so many things to be doing in real life now. It's just absolutely insane. But like, yeah, it's bloody well crazy. I've made out a YouTube schedule. That on its own is bloody well hard to follow that. And then I have things in real life that I have to do. But after this week has just been pandemonium. So after this week, I should be able to stick to schedule, get everything done, get everything ready, get everything brilliant. I'll hopefully have some awesome collabs with like Cylinder and whoever else wants to play, like TF2 Unturned. I'm hoping to get a Minecraft survival series up. It'll be on my server probably if I can set up an area, or maybe like a separate world kind of thing to do the multiplayer Minecraft series on. And yeah, so I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, rating, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace and enjoy the rest of your day.